Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I am glad to see you.
Yep, you as well, you as well.
Yeah. Uh, Let me introduce uh, Edgar Herrera Jr. is one of the most experienced and hard-working amateur flyweight boxers in the United States, fighting out of Texas. He has already competed in over 37 bouts on BoxRec, facing the brutal reality of elite American amateur boxing. A four-time national champion, Edgar is known for his ring IQ, pace, discipline, and mental toughness. He is not built by hype. He is built by hard work. Every round, every sparring session, every loss and win shaped him into a serious fighter with a real future. Today we talk to a boxer who represents to the next generation of United States boxing and whose best chapters are still ahead. The future is now, the future of boxing. Thank you, Edgar.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First question. When did you first step into a boxing gym and what did you feel at the moment?
The first time I stepped in the ring was I was about I want to say 7 or 8 years old. My first sparring session. I got in there. I was a little nervous at first, but it's part of the sport. You gotta get those nerves out. So I did some rounds of sparring, and after that, I already knew I wanted it because if I get hit, my mental, my how would I say this? My my mindset is you gotta hit, not get hit. So you gotta have a killer mentality in there, and you gotta work.
Why did you choose boxing over other sports?
I chose boxing mainly because it's only you in there. So like there's no one that can put the work in for you. There's like at the end of the day, it's you versus you in that ring, and I like it because it teaches you a lot outside of boxing as well as in boxing, the discipline, the mindset, humbleness, to be respectful, and always putting God first as well.
Who brought you into boxing? Your family or your own decision?
Um, Really, it was a little bit of both. I grew up with boxing. My dad side of the family, they love boxing. Ever since I was a kid, we watched the sport. My dad, he trains a little bit, so he knows what he's doing. And so one day I just seen the boxing sign. I was like, hey, I want to try it. So we went in. I tried it. I fell in love with the sport, and I stuck with it. So I mean, here we are now.
Who was your father's favorite boxer?
My dad's favorite boxer. Um, I'm not sure. He definitely some of the old schools like Cesar Chavez, Roberto Duran, Pacquiao. He's up there too. There's a lot of great old school fighters out there that we all like.
Julio Cesar Chavez is great.
Yes, sir.
Great.
He is a great champion. Very
Great.
entertaining fighter.
Yeah. Next question. Do you remember your first fight? What was it like?
My first fight, I do remember actually because it was my first fight. I was fighting a kid with already 10 fights, so the kid I fought had experience for sure. And on top of that, he was older and bigger. But I've always been one to take challenges. And I got in there, and it was a close fight. He beat me by a split, so just barely. But it was a good experience, a fun experience, and from then on, it just motivated me to keep going.
You were in pain?
Yes, yes, sir. I had a knee surgery, so it it put me out for a little bit, but it's part of life. You're always gonna have your moments where like you got to do something you don't want to do, but you just live and learn, and everything happens for a reason. So I did what I had to do. I recovered, and now I'm back, and I feel better than ever.
Um, are you in the gym now?
No, not currently, but I just finished up with camp. We have nationals coming up, so I'll be up there. And then this weekend we also have some competitions. Sadly, I won't be competing, but I'll advance to state in March, I want to say. So we're always training every day.
What kind of kid were you outside the ring?
What kind of kid am I outside the ring?
Yeah.
I'm a real quiet kid, pretty shy to myself. But once I talk to you a little bit, get to know you, I'll open up a bit. And I'm a pretty humble kid, I like to say. And I want the best for everyone. So I'm always gonna be a people's person and want to spread love. So if you ever see me, just don't be intimidated because I'm a nice chill guy.
You choose the hard path of the boxer. I respect you for that. But the coach. Tell me about who was your first coach and what lesson did he teach you?
My first coach was actually my dad. He he's trained me since I've started, and he's taught me everything I know. And we both came into the sport not knowing much, but as we stayed in the sport, we both grew with it. We both learned, and we both adapted. So that's it's the beauty of the sport. You get to bond with your dad or whoever it is, your coach. Just your coach means a lot to me because it's your coach. He teaches you everything. He knows what's best for you, what's not. That's your main guy right there, is your coach.
And who is your favorite boxer of all time?
My favorite boxer of all time. I have a lot. Uh, Whittaker. He's an old school. I like switch hitter. Um, Canelo, of course. Shakir. A lot of southpaws like Bam. Uh, Texas fighters. They're always tough. There I have a lot of favorite fighters because it's always good to pick apart something from every style.
Canelo is one of the best. Is one of the best. Why did Canelo lose to Crawford?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I would say age, but Crawford's older, so like you can't say nothing. But I mean, he has been in the sport a while, and he just Crawford's just a better man that day. He went in there with the game plan. He stuck to it, and he executed. He did everything he had to win, and I mean, the better man won that night.
Uh, in my opinion, according to my Canelo, he has aged. He has been in this business for 15 years.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely that definitely played a role in it. Just how long he's been in there, the wear and tear on his body. It's a lot to deal with. So I mean that definitely played a part in it.
Uh, when did you see Canelo's first fight?
Um, the first time I saw his fight was when he fought Amir Khan at the T-Mobile Arena. It was a cool experience. I wasn't expecting it to be that as cool as it was, but man, I had a blast. It was fun. We went to see weigh-ins and seeing all the fighters in person, and it's always different than on TV. So it was a cool experience for sure.
I saw Canelo's first fight in 2013 against Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight to go watch right there.
Floyd Mayweather, GOAT.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely good. Very responsible on defense. He don't get hit a lot. He he knows the name of the game well. You hit and you don't get hit. And a lot of people hated him for it. They would call it running. And I was one of those people. I would just be like, oh, he's just running. He's just running. But after a while, I learned like, no, he's just a boxer. Like he has all the tools. He knows how to make you look dumb.
Who do you think won, Floyd Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya? Were the judges right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I don't know. It was a good fight, but I definitely think Floyd was, he did enough. The cleaner fighter for sure. But Oscar De La Hoya, he knows how to put up a fight.
Uh, uh, I uh, I was rooting for Oscar.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I love me some Mexican fighters, and I like to represent like my where I'm from. So yeah, it would have been nice if he won, but yeah, he didn't win sadly.
Uh, you have had over 37 amateur fights on BoxRec. Um, what is the real number?
So BoxRec, I noticed it don't put all my fights in there, but really I have over 100 fights. So I have a ton of experience. I mean, I've been fighting since I was 8. I'm 19 now. So, I've filled up 3 books, I want to say.
Why aren't all the fights on the BoxRec?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's something like we got to do, like put our fights in there or what, or how that works. But yeah, I just noticed it don't update the box rec, which I wish it would, because I would be way higher on the box rec.
Did losses teach you more than wins?
Definitely, definitely. You can't learn without losses. Losses is a part of everything. In anything you do, you're gonna lose at some point. But what really matters is what you do to come back from that. You know, look at the loss as a lesson. Study, watch your fight, see what you did wrong, what you could have did better, and just adapt, learn, and add to your style.
Tell me about the first defeat. Did you suffer?
I did. I always suffer when I lose. I'm hard on myself, and no one likes to lose. But it's just adding fire to the fuel. You gotta take that loss. You gotta be able to overcome those losses and those things like that. Because if you do, then you can't fail.
Which fight was the toughest in your career?
Toughest fight for me was probably when I fought this kid from Hawaii. His name's Lorenzo Patricio. He's like a 10, 12 time national champ. He's very experienced on the USA team as well. But that was definitely the toughest fight because they have a tricky style. They're real quick on their feet. They like to move a lot. They throw a lot of feints. So it's tough. You got to get in there and you got to be your sharpest every round. But I adapted well. I had a game plan. I stuck to it, and he beat me by a split, but it was definitely a good fight, and it helped me and my confidence. It just showed me what level I really am.
Is Lorenzo uncomfortable? Is his style uncomfortable or physically strong?
No, I would say more his style. It's a different style. Moving a lot. You're not used to all the moving that they do. It's a lot of angles, turns, like just a lot of footwork they use. So you got to know how to use footwork as well and use it against them to cut out their footwork. So that's where the adaptation comes in. You got to learn to adapt and stick to it.
Who does he look like in movement? Crawford?
Um, I don't know. Honestly, that's a tricky question because like their style is completely different. I haven't seen a fighter like with their style like that, but I would say they have good IQ like Crawford, for sure, and they have the footwork, just a little quicker.
Which win do you value the most?
Which win do I remember the most?
Yeah.
Probably my first nationals that I won. Um, I was going into it at a higher weight because they didn't have my original weight. So I was taking a challenge, fighting a bigger weight than I'm used to. And I knew it was gonna be hard for sure. Going in there with some heavier dudes. They hit harder. So I knew I had to sit down and bring all my tools out. And I was able to get the job done. I won both fights unanimously. So, and including some 8 counts in there as well. So it definitely, that's a moment I'll never forget.
You are titled amateur. Tell me how not to lose your head from success. After all, many people have star disease.
Man, it's definitely easy to lose your head. Like you just gotta be humble. That's the biggest thing I can say. You gotta be humble. Inside the ring's always different than outside the ring. So once you get out the ring, you gotta show good sportsmanship, respect, love, and like you just gotta hold good relationships with people. And you gotta always put God first, because you know God is the best.
You are modest. I will remember Bam Bam Rodriguez. He is also modest. How do you like boxing Bam Bam Rodriguez?
Man, that would be a fun fight for sure. Both southpaws, both like to use angles, good jabs, good everything. It would be a fire fight for sure. You know, that's someone I will study a lot. I watch a lot. I look up to him because I mean he's a southpaw. He's on my size, so hopefully one day I get in there with him.
What Bam Bam Rodriguez fight do you want to see?
Um, I don't know honestly. I like all his fights. But him within a U, that would probably be the best fight right there.
Uh, Against Naoya Inoue?
Yes, sir. That I think that's the best fight to make right now. They're both in their primes. They're both unbeatable. It would be a good match for sure.
Is Bam too small for him?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think size is an issue. I mean, me being a smaller guy myself, I get in there with big guys sometimes, and it's all the skill. The skill is what shows. So, yeah, I definitely think he has the speed. He has the power for sure. And then I think his angles would give him some trouble. So yeah, I don't think it's an issue at all.
Judges largely decide the fate of athletes. How do you deal with controversial judging decision?
Man, I've had to deal with this a lot. It's really just part of the sport. You gotta learn to not leave it up to the judges. You gotta go in there. You gotta go to work. You gotta do what you gotta do. Um, if you have them hurt, stay on them. Like you gotta make it clear, because if it's close, you never know.
Did you see how Roy Jones was sentenced at the Olympics?
Did I see how he's dancing?
Yeah,
No, I don't think I've seen it, but yeah, like, Roy Jones is a goofy dude. He's funny.
yes. What does being a four-time national champion mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It means the world. I live and die for the sport. I train every day. I put my all into the sport. So being able to achieve these things I've achieved, it means a lot, and it shows the growth I've made with my time being in the sport. So I'm definitely I'm grateful. That's the word. I'm very grateful to be where I'm at.
Olympic Games 2026 in Los Angeles. Great event. Are you ready for the Olympics in the USA?
Man, I don't know. Honestly, I'm debating on going to the Olympics or not. Because if I don't, I'll probably just go pro. But yeah, it's hard because my weight isn't considered an Olympic sport. So I would have to move up 10 pounds, 11 pounds. And I mean, I'm not a heavy guy. I walk around like 115 the max. So I couldn't even make 121 if I wanted to. So that's the only reason I'm debating on trying to make Olympics or not. But it would definitely be a great achievement.
Good luck, my friend. Do
Yes, sir.
you
Thank you.
do you see yourself as an amateur? Will you become a pro in the future?
Do I see myself as an amateur? Mm, no, honestly, no. You can't. You gotta have confidence. You gotta know that. I mean, you're pro for a reason. So you gotta go in there, be smart, use all your tools, and just keep learning. You learn every day.
You are four-time champion. Which title was the hardest to win?
My hardest to win was probably, I would have to say, my third one. I want to say it was my third one because my body wasn't at 100%. I was in the middle of I had a hurt foot, and I was still training on it. It was bothering me, hurting me, but I had to overcome that and just find a way to block that out. So I had to dig deep for that one.
Does champion status create mental pressure?
I would say yes. Honestly, it does, because once you build a little name for yourself, once you get some titles under your name, you got to be able to hold that spot and you know keep proving that you belong up there. So you just gotta win them, work even harder, and keep that spot. And that's what's gonna build that mental toughness to know you have to keep working. You got to keep putting in the work because there's always gonna be someone working harder than you. So you got to try to double their work ethic.
I am a big fan of American and Mexican boxing. American boxing is very tough, hard selection. It's hard to break through.
Yes, it definitely is. It's a hard sport, especially in the USA. There's a lot of great athletes, a lot of boxers that want the same thing that you do. So you gotta put in the work. That's all it comes down to. You gotta do what you gotta do, and if you're disciplined and you stick to it and you keep doing what you're doing, I mean, eventually it will come.
I am from Ukraine. What have you heard about Ukrainian boxing?
I haven't heard much. I just know Ukraine has some tough people, some very strong people. There's a lot of great fighters from Ukraine, and I respect boxers from everywhere, no matter what. If you're getting in the ring, I respect you because it's a tough sport for sure. But yeah, Ukraine, it's got some good boxers, definitely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you feel respected in American boxing?
I would say yes, I do. You know, I've came a long way. I've built my name, and I definitely feel I deserve the respect. So, it's there for sure. Just to know where I'm at, it should I should have some respect for where I'm at right now.
You are strong and cool amateur. What motivates you after big wins?
Can you say that again?
What what motivates you after big wins? Motivation.
Oh, okay. What motivates me after big wins?
Yeah.
The winning. You know, just being able to win. It's a lot. Because if you don't win, then you're not gonna become nothing in the sport. So you gotta be able to win, perform, But winning big fights means working even harder. So once you win those big fights, you gotta realize, okay, I'm up here now. I've won. I've got a spot now. So you gotta be able to keep competing.
It is very interesting to hear about the style. Styles make fights. Describe your boxing style.
My boxing style, I would say I can do a little bit of everything. I can box from the outside. I can bang in the inside if you want to. I'm a slick fighter, you know. I can keep my distance. I'm quick. I also have some power behind my speed. I'm a small guy, so a lot of people see me as like, oh, he probably don't have no power. But once I get in there and they feel my pop, they get spooked a little. So, I would say I'm a mix of like Bam, Shakur, Crawford.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Julio Cesar Chavez Gonzalez, a multiple-time world champion in three weight division. Chavez was listed by the Ring magazine as the world's best boxer, pound for pound from 1990 to 1993. During his career, he held the WBC super featherweight title from 1984 to 1987, the WBC and WBC lightweight titles between many years, WBC light welterweight title twice between many years, 7 years, and the IBF light welterweight title. Chavez was named Fighter of the Year for 1987 and 1990 by the Boxing Rights Association of America and The Ring, respectively. Julio Cesar Chavez, is he the greatest Mexican?
Yes, sir. He's done a lot for the sport. He's definitely proved that he's up there. He's one of the best pound for pound Mexican fighters of all time. And I definitely think it's deserved, I would say.
Which school is more majestic, American or Mexican, in your opinion?
My opinion, Mexican. It's definitely more entertaining. We like to put on a good show for the fans. And but I would also say American has its good things about it too. Like they know how to be slick. They know how to box. They know how to dominate the fight without taking too much punishment. But I definitely think Mexican's the way to go.
The Mexicans are coming to the end. They won't give up.
Yep, yes sir. Never. We never have. We never will.
Yeah. What is more important, speed or timing?
Um, I would say timing. Honestly, timing. You know, if you have good timing, you'll be able to pick the shots. Land when you want because you have the timing down. And even if you don't have the speed, you're gonna have the timing to still land the shot in between there. So I definitely think timing is more important.
Who has the best timing of all time? In my opinion, Floyd Mayweather.
I would say the same, honestly. Floyd Mayweather, yeah. I don't see no one with better timing than him. He knew exactly when to punch. He knew exactly when to get out the way. Like his IQ was just different.
Yes. What is uh what is your best punch?
My best punch, man. Honestly, my jab. I would say my best punch is my jab. It's the most important punch. It's the punch I practice the most. Because the jab is key. The jab sets everything up. So you got to be able to have speed, power, good timing with your jab, know how to control your distance, all those things. So I would say my jab.
For front hand.
Yes, sir. Front hand, front hand. It's the busiest.
How important is the jab in modern boxing?
To me, the jab is everything. You know, if you have a good jab, everything else comes off it. You can't throw a 1-2 without your jab. So, you got to have a jab for everything. It's just an important punch.
Um, who is the best jabist? I think Muhammad Ali.
Definitely, I would say Muhammad Ali. No one had a quicker jab than him. He he controlled everyone with that jab. Just the jab alone. He'll hit people like 5, 6 times with it. So like, yeah, he definitely had one of the best jabs.
Oh. What is your favorite fight of Muhammad Ali?
Probably Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. It's
Thriller in Manila
yeah, yes sir. It's a classic fight. It's a classic fight. You can't go wrong with it.
against Sonny Liston. You watch this fight
Did I watch the fight?
against Sonny
Um,
Liston.
I don't think so, but I think I've seen highlights like clips of it and stuff, and it looked like a good fight. It looked like a crazy fight. A lot of the old school fights are crazy.
Look, this is legendary fight.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've heard of it a lot. I've seen it everywhere. Everyone knows about the fight, so it
Yeah.
definitely is.
How do you adapt to your opponent during a fight?
Usually I take the first round to adjust, see what they're gonna do. You know, that's where my jab comes in play. I just jab a lot, get their reactions, um, see what they want to throw, what they're trying to do, and just see the openings. And then from there, you got to pick up the pace. So once you get their timing down, see their reactions. Once you know all the information you need to know, that's when you pick it up and you start picking them apart.
My favorite version of Canelo was in the middleweight when he worked as a counterpuncher. There were a lot of knockouts against Amir Khan. This is legendary knockout. Are you more of an attacking fighter or a counterpuncher?
Um, say I'm a little bit of both. If I see my opponent don't want to engage or don't want to throw the first punch and he's backing up a lot, then that's when I go on the attack and I take advantage. But if I see they're trying to press, they're aggressive, they're a little wild, I get back on my jab. That's where my footwork comes in play. I start moving around the ring a little bit, just picking the timing. And once I got their timing down, I just outbox them.
Your favorite fight is Canelo. Mine is a trilogy against Triple G.
Yeah, that's a legendary fight. That's yeah. Triple G and Canelo both in they're both some crazy fighters. So there was some good fights. All three of them, I think, were real good.
Oi, uh, you can watch it forever on Fridays.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can watch that fight any day. It's a fun fight.
Hmm. What's harder, fighting an aggressive opponent or a smart one?
Mm, I say a smart opponent. An aggressive opponent, they can only do so much. They can only come forward. So once you figure that out, they can't do much from that. But a smart opponent, they know how to adapt. They know how to make changes, and it just makes you think a lot more. And that's where the actual IQ comes in. You got to learn to box with the boxer. You got to learn to adapt with them. They make adjustments. You make an adjustment. It's definitely a more of a chess match fight, I would say.
What are you currently working on most in your technique?
The thing I've been working most is combos. So, anywhere from 3 to 4 punches and a lot more angles as well. Because being a southpaw, that's one of my advantages. And I just been trying to get the angles down because once I learn how to set them angles up, it's over.
Uh, Why did Saul Alvarez have 5 super middleweight combos?
Why did he?
Yeah.
Mm, I don't know honestly, but I do think that was his best was when he threw combos because combos overwhelm your opponents, and if they can't do much off your combos, then just keep doing them.
It seems that his weight is the average weight category. Middleweight, middleweight. Canelo is the best.
Yeah, definitely. He's done a lot in middleweight. I mean, undisputed multiple times. He's defended the titles, so I think he definitely deserves that title as one of the best middleweights.
What does a typical training day look like for you?
A typical training day for me, I always get my miles in. So like before practice, I'll go hit me a run, get through anywhere from 3 to like 10 miles. It just depends on the day, how I'm feeling. But so I'll hit my run, go to practice. We train 2 hours a day. We always end with like neck workouts, and then we always include some type of cardio, technique, head movement. We like to add everything in there in our training. So that's about it.
Uh, Tell me about your weight category. Are you comfortable doing weight?
Yes, sir. I definitely am. I like my weight a lot. I feel good at this weight. Before they changed the weights, it was 106 is what I was fighting at, and then they changed it to 110. So I had to gain a little bit of weight, but I mean, I feel stronger than I was at 106. I feel quicker. I just feel better overall. And like the weight cut, it's not hard at all for me. I only have to cut like 3 pounds, so I like it for sure.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
What do you enjoy most about training?
The thing I enjoy most about training is punching stuff. Honestly,
Oh,
I just like to hit, and it's fun. Like I see it as a fun sport. I love the sport, so you know I definitely like it. You can't go wrong with the good practice, getting a good sweat in. There's just no better feeling than that.
and what do you hate?
Um, the thing I hate, honestly, I don't know. I feel like I don't hate nothing about the sport. I like everything about it. The whole concept of the sport, I enjoy. I mean, the only thing I would say I don't like is losing, but that's a part of the sport too. So you gotta learn to love everything about it.
When did you realize that you can't live without boxing?
Um, the minute I had my first fight, that's when I was like, okay, this is for me. I stuck with it, and I just been training every day since for like 13 years straight. So I mean, the sport is everything to me because it's been in my life forever since I was a kid, and I can't see myself without the sport because it made me who I am.
How important is conditioning in your weight class?
Conditioning's super important in my weight class. You know, you gotta have speed, you gotta have footwork, you gotta be able to move around the ring, and that takes a lot of energy. Your speed, mixing it with power, it's a lot of condition. So that's why I make sure I'm always running. I'm always staying on top of the conditioning because it's tough.
Who has the best boxer conditions in history? in your opinion?
Best condition in boxing, in my opinion.
Alexander Usyk.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, Usyk does have a gas tank on him. He does, especially for being a big guy. It's hard to have good conditioning that big. So yeah, I would have to agree with you. Honestly, he has a whole different type of gas tank.
Oh. Muhammad Ali as for 15 rounds boxing.
He's what?
Muhammad Ali conditions.
Oh yeah, yeah. Muhammad Ali, he has a crazy condition to be
Yeah.
throwing combos like that for the whole 12 rounds. Is
Yeah.
crazy.
Muhammad Ali boxed for 15 rounds. 15 rounds.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. 15 rounds is crazy. 12 rounds is a lot, so I can't imagine 15 back then. That takes a ton of condition.
Road work or sparring? What's tougher?
I would say sparring for sure. You know, because that's where you practice everything you've been practicing on. That's where you see if you've been applying it. You know, sparring is where you get better. You can't. I don't see the sport how it is without sparring. Honestly, sparring's probably one of the most important things. I mean, running's important as well, but sparring's what really gets you to the next level.
Do you run cross country or not? In Ukraine, boxers run 20 kilometers.
Yes, I did. I ran cross country when I was in school, and I was a good athlete too. I was always, coming like top 10. So cross country has helped my condition a lot, but it's also a fun sport to do, and I like running. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
You went through a lot of hard battles. How do you recover after tough fights?
You just gotta take some time, clear your head up, and then watch your fight, and look at the mistakes, see it as a not as a bad thing. You gotta see like, okay, you lost, but it's only up from here because it's just gonna make you that much better and that much hungrier.
Do you follow a strict diet?
Well, when I'm in camp, yes, I usually do. I stay away from breads, low carbs. The biggest meal I usually have is like lunch. That's when I'll have a big full meal. But other than that, I'm probably usually fasting or eating small meals. Stay on my fruits, veggies. You gotta have a clean diet to perform good.
What's more important, talent or discipline?
Definitely discipline. I would say definitely discipline because if you have the talent but you don't have the discipline, you're not gonna go nowhere. But if you have the discipline, then I mean you'll get better eventually. And if you keep training, keep putting in the work, keep staying disciplined, it's just like you can't go wrong.
Tell me about your talent. Do you consider yourself talented?
I do honestly. I would say I'm pretty talented. I mean, I've been boxing 13 years, so I would hope I have some type of talent. But yeah, I think I'm talented. I've beat some good opponents. I've showed I have the talent, so I definitely would say yes.
Talent plus discipline equals success.
Yep, yes, sir. That's all it is: discipline and talent.
Do you study footage of your opponents?
If I can, yeah. If because sometimes a lot of opponents don't like to post a lot, like they don't have much videos or anything you can really study them off. But most of the time, I try to find something to study just so I know what I'm getting myself into, what they have, what I think I can do with them. So yeah, I definitely think studying it's a big part of the game.
Who plays the key role in your corner?
The key role in my corner is my dad for sure.
Oh,
It's usually my mom and my dad to corner me, but my dad's the one that usually gets in there. He's always been the one in my corner, so he's definitely the biggest role in my corner.
I want to hear your opinion about Shakur Lopez fight.
Um, I expected more from Theo. Honestly, I didn't. I don't even know what he was doing in there. Shakir just showed he's a different level than everyone else thinks he is, and he's definitely up there pound for pound.
Oh, Shakur top. Shakur Heini. Who will win?
Uh, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Shakir. Honestly, I got Shakir because he's the slicker fighter. He's smarter, and I feel like he can take a punch better than Haney. And
Uh,
then, yeah, I just think it's Shakir. I think that's Shakir.
Ryan Garcia showed how to beat Heini.
Oh yeah, definitely. He exposed him. That showed him he don't have a chin. He can't take a punch.
Yeah,
So yeah, that shows a lot.
yeah. Box. Is boxing more physical or mental?
It's more mental for sure. Putting what you're putting your body through. It's hard on your body, but not also your mind. So you got to be able to be mentally tough, to be able to push yourself, even when it hurts, even when you're sore or whatever it is. You got to be able to have that mental discipline and that mental toughness.
Were you afraid at the beginning?
Yeah, I would say I was when I first started sparring. I was definitely a little scared. It's something new, and I mean, no one wants to get hit just to get hit. But it's what makes boxing boxing. You gotta learn to overcome that fear and be able to just perform through it.
Uh, we are all people. It's natural.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a natural thing. I mean, everyone's gonna be scared at something, and I mean, you can't do nothing about it but face your fears.
Uh, how do you deal with fear?
Can you say that again?
How do you deal with fear?
How do I deal with fear? Um, I look at it as a good thing. If I'm scared, that means I'm ready to get in there. That means I know what I'm getting myself into, and you just gotta once you get in there, that fear goes away. As soon as I hear that bell, it goes away, and I'm locked in. I'm focused on my fight, and I know it's go time. So fear is not a bad thing for me, honestly, and I don't think much of it.
Boxing is a great sport. Does boxing ever feel lonely?
It definitely does. Just the training. It's only you in there. Like it's all you putting the work in. You go run by yourself. You're doing everything by yourself. So it definitely is the loneliest sport, I would say. But that's the beauty of it.
United States of America is the mecca of boxing. How tough is the competition in the USA?
It's definitely tough because you get styles like any type of style you can think of, you'll get here. And we have good fighters. Everyone wants a spot at the team. Everyone wants to win. So it's tough because I mean it's just a tough sport. There's gonna be that competition that makes you think or that makes you push a little harder or dig deep, but it's part of it.
The United States is a country of great people. Who is the greatest American boxer in history?
Greatest American boxer in history. Mm, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would say I feel like a lot of old school fighters are up there for sure. Um, I gotta put Canelo somewhere up there. I mean, he's one of my favorites. He's done a lot, but I don't know. I don't know who I would be able to say the greatest is.
Uh, banal answer. In my opinion, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. Muhammad Ali. I mean, he's the most known fighter of all time, and he's always put on a good show. I mean, that's the first person you know about boxing is Muhammad Ali.
Is Texas a good place to develop as a boxer?
Definitely, I would say Texas has some of the toughest fighters. So like, you got to learn to dig deep. You got to learn how to fight. Like, you got to be tough if you want to be a good boxer out here in Texas, because Texas don't play.
There are many cool arenas in the United States. MGM Grand, T-Mobile Arena, Madison Square Garden, Allegiant Stadium. In which arena do you dream of performing?
Um, I would probably say MGM, T-Mobile, and Madison Square Garden. Those are my top three right there. Because I mean, those all the biggest fights have been in those arenas. So just to be able to fight in there would be a dream come true.
And what legacy do you want to leave in boxing?
I want to leave a good legacy behind, not only just as a fighter, but also as a person. I want to be seen as a nice guy, a humble guy, someone that everyone likes. That's always been respectful, and I just want to be known as a good person. And as boxing achievements, I want to try to get a title in every weight class that I fight at. Hopefully, become undisputed as well. That's always the main goal. So, God willing, we will get there one day.
What do you feel at the moment you walk into the ring?
Um, I just feel pumped up. Like, okay, it's go time. This is what I've been working for. This is what I've been training for. So, that's when it all comes to play. And so once it's time, I'm ready.
Yeah. Does silence before the fight or crowd noise affect you more?
Mm, neither, honestly. I know how to like zone that out and not pay attention to the crowd. Like once I'm in the ring, is I only hear my dad and my mom in the corner, and I'm just focused on my opponent. So yeah, I wouldn't say none of that's really an issue for me, honestly.
Do you have a pre-fight ritual?
Mm, Not really. Just I just listen to some music, you know, get pumped up, get in my little mindset, and that's about it. Just listen to some good music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is music important to you before a fight?
I wouldn't say it's important, but I would definitely say it gets me hyped up and it gets me like ready to go. So, but I think if I didn't have the music, I would be okay. But yeah, I feel like music is just you need some music.
Uh, I like Eminem, Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, um, more.
Yeah,
If
there's a lot
так,
of people.
так. What music do you like?
Um, I like me some Spanish, of course. Some Spanish
Oh,
music. I like rap as well. Um, I like country. I like a little bit of everything. But like before a fight day, I like to listen to some Spanish or some rap.
Was there a moment when you realized I can really be a champion, world champion?
There definitely was a moment, just at the level I'm at right now, lets me know I have the potential. And I've done some camps out in Vegas with some good people as well from there. So like it's definitely shown me I'm at that level. I've getting better. I get better every day. Every sparring session, I'm getting better. I'm adding something new. So I definitely know I can get there one day.
Modern sport is more about PR. Are social media motivation or pressure for you?
Um, I don't know, honestly. I don't feel it. I don't feel like it is a lot of pressure because I mean, at the end of the day, it's all gonna come. If it's God's plan, it'll all come. So that's something you can't really be too worried about. But you definitely just gotta just build yourself.
Do you promote your Instagram yourself?
Yes, sir. I do. I run my own account. I like to post. I try to post twice a week, just to stay busy on there. Keep putting my name out there. But yeah, yes, sir.
Do you read comments under your fights?
Um, yeah, I do. After every fight, or like after every big fight, like a national tournament, I'll post something. I'll say something. Thank everyone for tuning in. Like all the supporters. I like to give thanks. So I definitely like to post.
What's harder, losing to a strong opponent or a weak one?
Um, I would say a strong one, honestly, because I mean that's a strong dude you're getting in there. Like it's a dangerous sport. You never know. It only takes one punch, so you're definitely taking more of a risk going in there with a hard puncher.
Do you remember a fight after which you could not sleep?
Do I remember a fight where what?
After which you couldn't sleep?
Where I couldn't slip?
Yeah.
Mm, I would say most of my final matches, yeah, national tournaments, because I mean you are both at finals for a reason. You are both good fighters, so you gotta be able to stay sharp and like you can't slip up because once you do, they take advantage of that.
Boxing is a great sacrifice. I respect you very much for your path. You have the path of a warrior. You are a great warrior. What have you sacrificed for these sports?
I've sacrificed a lot, not being able to go out with friends, missing out at events, you know, birthday parties, whatever it may be. A lot of times I'm busy, I'm training, I'm fighting, so like I'm not able to do things that kids my age are doing. But it's the beauty of it.
Uh, have you ever felt injustice in your career?
I would say yeah, I have honestly. Um, in 2024 December, I had a that was my first elite tournament, which was 18 and up, and I had just turned 18 2 weeks before that tournament. Um, and I got number two seed. Number one seed was Roscoe Hill he's from Texas, I want to say, but he's a Olympian, so it was tough. But before that, I had to get over this other national champion. He was the number three seed. I think he's a 12-time national champ. He's been in the game long. He has experience. So I had to go in there and do what I had to do. But I beat him, and then I moved on to the final match against Roscoe Hill. And being an Olympian, I knew it was gonna be tough because he has that experience, that Olympic style. But I went in there, you know, I won the first round 5-0. Second round, I came out a little busier. I was throwing a little more punches, landing more as well. And they gave the round to him. So I was like, oh, dang. Like, I don't know how they gave it to him. So I tried to pick it up a little more. I changed the game plan. Instead of throwing, I let him throw first and I just countered with a combo or something. And it was working well, Like I was hitting them clean. I was landing the better shots, and they still gave him the third round as well. So I definitely felt like I should have won that fight, but it was a good confidence boost knowing I did that good with an Olympian, and it just shows what level I'm at.
We are approaching the end of our interview. Final questions. Does your personality change during fight camp?
A little bit, I would say. I feel like during camp, I'm more focused. I'm more serious. You know, like if I'm not in camp, I'll play around a little bit in practice, have a little fun. But once I'm in camp, it's go time. Like there's no time to play. You got to be serious, and you're in there strictly for work.
Who knows the real you outside the ring?
Who am I outside the ring?
Yeah.
Um, I'm a pretty chill dude outside the ring. I get along good with everybody. I like to welcome everyone. I don't make fun of no one or nothing like that because this is not cool. So you know, I'm a I'm a cool dude. I definitely get along with everyone.
Do you plan your fights more or improvise?
Mm, improvise for sure. I mean, you have to. You got to improvise on anything you do.
Is boxing art or war?
A little bit of both. There's a little bit of art into it, but there's also a war side of it. Getting bloody, black eyes, cuts. That's the war side of it. And going in there knowing you could possibly get knocked out or something. It's a dangerous sport, but it's also an art because there's a lot that goes into it, like on the technique side of it. There's it's like a sweet science as well as a war.
Do you consider yourself an artist in the ring?
I definitely do. I feel like I'm a pretty smooth fighter, pretty clean, and I have the footwork. I can dance in there a little bit. So I definitely feel like I would say I'm an artist in there.
Was there a fight where you surprised yourself?
A fight where I surprised myself. Um,
Tell me
Honestly,
about this fight.
I would say it's that match with the Olympian. That's probably been my biggest match of my career. You know, the biggest tournament of the year as well as my toughest one. And it's just a moment I can never forget. Being in there with an Olympian it's a lot, and just knowing I was able to stick with them, and if not even win the fight, then I mean that shows a lot.
What do you want to prove to the boxing world?
I want to prove that I'm as good as I say. You know, I want to prove that I belong in the sport, and I will one day be one of the greatest boxers ever.
And last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself pro already. Hopefully, getting close to that world title. That's the main goal. That's the main dream right there is to get a world title. And hopefully in 5 years, I'm at that point. But I think I definitely will be.
Edgar, thank you so much for this open and honest interview. It was a pleasure to hear your thoughts, your journey, and your boxing mindset. I wish you health, strength, and big victories ahead. May your dream come true. I truly wish you to become an Olympic champion. Gold medal. Gold
Yes, sir.
medal.
Yes, sir.
Much respect and best of luck in everything that comes next.
Thank you, man. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for having me. You know, it's a good opportunity for me. So I just want to say thank you.
And one, I you you big you big dream is Olympian champion. This reality, you future of boxing. You are a real man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you. It means a lot. A lot of respect and a lot of love, man. Yes, sir.
Goodbye, my friend.
Hey, goodbye. Thank you.